Hello and welcome to the first episode of Travel Trauma, where we'll be basically going through different countries, different places I've been, and we'll sort of have a guest on every time as well, and we'll just basically discuss a bit of the trauma that we've experienced on those trips, as well as basically give us a concept where, you know, there's too much advice out there is too basic, too simple, like travel safe, all this crap, blogs out there, they're all like, oh, blah, 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 blah. So we want to get into a bit more of the horror stories, plus, the things you learn and what you do next. And this week, first week, we've got Italy. So we're going to be doing Italy, and we've got Darcy as well.
Hold on, how the fuck do you introduce the country before the guest or co-host? I don't know what I am at this point.
Your guest, don't you dare try to steal co-host. Yes, now, that's probably fair. To be fair, I don't really know what I'm doing here. This is going to be a very winging sort of session. We're just going to flow.
Do we know what we're doing on any of the other pods?
Yeah, true. That's what I sort of thought. But for some reason, I think because I'm the one guiding this, I'm nervous, man. I'm a little bit shook. I think I should have prepared a little bit better, but I guess that's not really ever been my strength.
That's fair. Usually I'm carrying 101 first dates, so that's how I normally feel.
Yeah, well, I do remember when we went to Italy a couple of years ago. I do remember I did a fair bit of the carrying.
You did a fair bit of giving me sleep deprivation and trauma.
I'll admit, it's sort of interesting because when people you don't really know someone until you travel with someone. And we're brothers. So we've known each other our whole lives. But for some reason, I don't think I fully knew you. I think that the intensity of traveling and the way I like to travel, I just thought you'd be able to come along for the ride and the adrenaline of the location and everything, you'd be fine. But no.
That lasts the first couple of days and then the grind. It was just the lack of sleep that killed me.
Mm. And then you sort of found out as well that that I don't really eat when I travel.
Yeah, I know. You travel Italy to get food and stuff. Yeah. I don't eat that much when I'm at home. I don't have breakfast. But when I'm overseas, I want to be eating a lot. Yeah. I lose weight. I'm still losing weight. I need to eat more.
Yeah, that's wild. So yeah, I'm definitely the opposite. I don't know why. I don't eat that much. I'm so busy that I'm just doing things. And then, yeah, mind you, in Italy, the pasta and the pizza, when we'd go out for dinner, we'd get a pizza as an entree and then we'd have a pasta as a main. So you'd absolutely chock it.
Yeah. And then I had to beg you to get gelato and stuff. I'm we're in Italy. Can I have a treat, please? I've been walking for 5 hours.
That's actually true. Yes. Well, before we get into Italy, I want to get a bit of your sort of travel resume. Sort of how many countries have you done? Your favorite country you've been to, and if you've got another trip in the pipeline.
So what have I done? So I've been to Bali. So that's Indonesia. I've done.
Oh, sorry, but did you say Bali? You're just claiming Bali is the whole of Indonesia.
No, I've been to I might say Indonesia.
You've been to Indonesia. No, fair enough.
I guess I've technically been to a couple of the islands.
You've convinced me.
Outside of it.
Bali is Indonesia.
I think it's separate. You call it Balinese. It's a different culture there.
Yeah, I was just sort of taking the piss, but
let's not get in the weeds of that. So Netherlands, Germany, Austria, Italy, France, UK, Belgium, and I think that's all. Oh, and Vietnam as a kid,
and Singapore.
Yeah.
And favorite?
Probably Netherlands.
Really?
Amsterdam. Yeah, just the.
Is that because it was the one country you didn't go with me? This is sick.
That could have
eat all the food
part
I want.
It was just the scenery, the flowers and stuff, and people party hard there. But then next day, you see people just doing yoga in the park and riding around on bikes and stuff. It's just so chill and peaceful.
Yeah, fair. No, I rated it, to be honest. Been there a few times, but I'll get to that on another week. And next trip, you got anything exciting? Give me something.
Oh yeah, so in a month, I'm leaving for 3.5 months of traveling. Traveling / working remotely. So I'll be doing 3 weeks Thailand, then a week in Switzerland, and then 3 months staying in Lyon, France, and doing trips from there.
Isn't it pronounced lion?
It's pronounced Lyon.
Just checking. All right, Italy. Why did you go to Italy? Was it just solely because I'm an amazing travel agent?
You fucking dragged me there. I did really want to go to Italy.
Yeah, I always thought because obviously we went to Venice first, and I kind of always imagined that would be like a romantic place to go. And then obviously my life being my life, the best option I had was to take my brother. So we went to Venice, which was actually really nice. I know we got a bit lucky because autumn, post-COVID, wasn't many tourists. So it was actually pretty good fun.
Yeah, there was a couple of things closed down, but overall it was a pretty good time to go there. Especially everything just opened up, so everyone's like friendly to tourists.
Whereas these days in Europe, it's a bit of a different story.
Yeah. When their economy's fully based on tourists in a town, they still treat them like shit.
To be fair, it's kind of like us back in Noosa.
True.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we did what? Venice. Let me think. Rome. Pompeii. Yeah, Pompeii. Naples. Yeah, Naples. Oof. Thoughts?
You weren't even wanting to go to Naples. Actually, I think I had to push you to go to Naples because I wanted to see Pompeii. And you were like, oh, we've done Italy, next country.
Fuck off. What? That's ridiculous. No, Pompeii, that was cool. That was cool. Yeah, Naples was fucking
That was my biggest
sketch.
thing I wanted to see in Italy.
Yeah.
That's why I definitely pushed for that one.
Yeah, Pompeii was sick. But Naples, mate. Give me something.
It was a bit sketchy.
Yeah,
it just had a feel about it. Just had like this feel, like it was a bit off compared to the other like Italian cities.
Yeah, sort of anywhere. Like I've done South America and done lots of sort of dodgy countries, but Naples kind of felt the dodgiest.
Like you didn't see anything like particularly bad.
Totally. Technically, they're innocent. I couldn't pledge any case towards a jury right now, but there was something like we went out for dinner and then we finished dinner at like 10 o'clock and we're like, oh, we'll just walk back to the hostel. And we were just sort of walking on the streets and we're like, nah, we shouldn't walk on these streets. And I don't even think we saw anyone, but I was still just like, something's not right. Like,
there were some areas of the city I remember walking in where there was just like no one. They were just like dead. It was so weird. When we're like trying to find this like train station, that whole area was just like, it was like abandoned. I was like, what the heck?
It's pretty funny. Like you felt safer once you got onto the metro or the subway.
Yeah.
Like, which is sort of, they're sort of the really dodgy spots in like a lot of countries because like, oh, it's underground. Yeah, it's all dodgy. But like, it was dodgy finding wherever the little tunnels were to get there. But once you're in there, you're like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Naples was interesting.
My favorite part though was like as soon as we landed and jumped in a taxi and we like this random guy that clearly he wasn't at the front of the taxi line, his taxi, but he grabbed us, threw us in, and all the other taxi guys are just like yelling at him, and they're all like got their hands up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like I'm sorry." I was like, "Holy shit, we're here, we're in Italy."
My favorite part was when we walked for like 3 hours to this like secret cove with like really pristine water and stuff, and then you didn't even want to have a swim. I'm like, we walked all this way to see this. You're like, oh, cool, I saw it, let's go. Cool. I'm like, what do you mean? So I went in, had a swim, freezing, but
and I got a good photo of you, which you wouldn't have got without me. I think that still lives on your Hinge profile.
Could be. Oh, it might have changed. It might still be on there. I have to check.
Yeah,
it's been on there for at least a while.
It's been a few years, so I don't know if it's catfishing. I have to touch on that. What's the year to catfish ratio? How long?
I think it's a percentage of your age. So as you're older, you change
shit, that makes sense. That's pretty good. Huh. Why don't you say this shit on 101 First Dates instead of the dribble you dish up?
Because on that podcast, my role is the chaos causer.
Yeah, well, feel free to bring some chaos here because you did bring a little bit of chaos, I believe, in a hostel or two.
Potentially, yeah. Some things happened, and I guess that leads me into the Rome story. So this was a period where we were just constantly traveling New Hostel like every day almost. And we finally, somehow they screwed up our rooms and they gave us like a private room, but it was like just one bed. And so I was like, well,
I actually made sure of that. I booked it, just a double bed. I was getting really mad.
So I was sick of your snoring. I was like, I need it. So I met this girl, and she was staying in the same hostel as us. But then that night we were in the private room. She was staying like the outskirts of Rome in like this kind of like camping ground type thing, like glamping. Like she wasn't a tent or anything. It was like a cabin. And the next day the Pope was coming. So I was like, cool, I'll let you have the bed. I'll go stay with this chick. And we had to like, the train line took us ages to get out there. Then when we got there, there wasn't like any Ubers. So I was like, oh, it's not too far. Let's just walk, like half-hour walk. And so I'm walking. Well. I'm like, we're in like the suburbs here, like at a country I don't really know. Like I have no idea how safe this is. And then as we're walking, like the Google Maps was wrong. Like it said there was a road like straight ahead to like go towards that way, and there was none. I was like, oh shit! Like I've never had Google Maps be wrong before. Like we can't walk. And then so I had to wait. We had to wait 15 minutes for an Uber, or maybe it was 20 minutes. With like our backpacks and everything on, like I felt so vulnerable. And then we finally got there at like midnight, I think.
Jeez.
And there was a line for an hour to like check in or whatever.
What?
Yeah, it was insane. I don't understand how slow it was. So like, I think I went to bed probably like 1:32 or something like that. And then I had to wake up at like 5:30 to then, because I remember we were talking about seeing the Pope. And we're like, all right, we've got to be there early. I'd message you. I was like, all right, I'm waking up early to do this. This is like one of the cool things to like see
Easter,
that we're here over Easter.
Yeah, the Pope's address.
And I was like, okay, like we've had a bit of friction, but let's just do this one thing. We'll meet you there. We'll be back.
Last time we see each other.
The idea was to like get some sleep like apart and kind of re-energize, but I was so sleep deprived. And I remember I caught a bus from that random town. I remember walking out there, and I remember the bus driver was talking to me in Italian, asking for a fare or something. I was like, oh, cool, thank you. And so I get there early, but you need like a ticket to get into the main area. So I tried to get in the main area. They don't let you. I managed to get through the security in the outer perimeter with a deodorant can, which they just didn't really check because I guess I was there early and they weren't really checking much. And so I waited there by myself for like 2 hours. And Hayden...
Was it 2 hours? 2 hours. I love that. I don't think we've ever really addressed this story because I knew there was trauma attached to it.
There's a lot of trauma. And over those 2 hours of me, my back is killing me. I'm just seething. Just building and building. And then some people like left near me to like go into another section. I was like, okay, it's weird. Everyone's speaking Italian, so I have no idea what's going on. And then after maybe like an hour of like people leaving, so after I was there for an hour, people started filtering around. Then I realized, oh, maybe they're actually letting people into the main section. So I went over because I had a great spot on the fence outside of it. So I'm like, all right, I'll give up this spot and go see where everyone else is going. And then they were letting people in. And I was one of the last people to get let in. But the problem is because they didn't search my backpack, and everyone else's had been searched before this point. It's kind of a formality. They search it, and I had a box of condoms in my backpack and a deodorant can.
What a flex.
As I'm going into like one of the most holy places on earth. I'm pretty sure. He grabs the deodorant can, he's like, what is this? I was like, oh, sorry.
I've been sweating because I've been shagging, obviously.
And then so I get in, and then probably another hour or so in there, kind of further to the back. I can see a bit. I could see the Pope and stuff, but not super close. And then the icing on the cake that really just took me over the edge was Hayden. You came like an hour later than me, or 2 hours later than me. But because you went straight into that section, you were way closer to the front than I was. And that just pissed me off so much. that I'd waited an extra 2 hours and got a worse spot.
Yeah, I
And I
know.
was
Like,
just seething that day. I think did we go to the Coliseum that day? Or was that a different one?
or maybe, yeah.
Because I remember just being so angry at the Coliseum.
I reckon it must have been. Yeah, let's just put all those angry day in the one day. Like for me, because I went out that night. I was like, sweet, got rid of the little brother for a night. You know, kids at home. I can do whatever I want. And then just did a pub crawl and just met these Kiwi lads and just sort of kicked on from there. I do remember actually on that pub crawl. It's one of the most embarrassing moments I've sort of experienced in life. At an Irish pub, and it was sort of 2 levels with a staircase in the middle of it. And I went up the stairs and I had my drink, sort of 3/4 of the way through it, and then I was like, okay, maybe actually I'll go back downstairs. Went back downstairs, and obviously as I was going back downstairs, slipped, and then just slid like on my ass down probably 3/4 of the stairs. So like it was so bad. And obviously everyone's like, oh, looking over. And I'm like, oh God. And then, but I managed to like keep my beer up. So I didn't actually spill any of it either.
No, that's a bit of aura back.
Yeah, I was like, oh, a bit of self-respect. But yeah, that was pretty traumatic. I've never fallen downstairs, I think, in my life, except for that one. And it would just happen to be, you know, when you're by yourself, sort of trying to make friends and you do shit like that. You're like, fuck. Yeah. And then, yeah, that night I didn't get back until like 4 a.m. So that private room got 2 hours work. Got back, had 2 hours sleep, woke up and just zombied my way to the Vatican. And I remember the only reason why I got to the front was because they'd stopped letting people in. So like I got to the front of security and they were like, well, we're not letting anyone in. And then this little kid, like security's just standing there and there's like just gates, like sort of fences. And then there's like a little gap in the fence. And this kid just walked through it. And his mum followed and I was like, yeah, fuck it. Come this far.
Wait, did you just walk straight in?
Yeah, so I just walked through the security gate and just walked. And then and the reason why I got so far out the front was because like I have to get the fuck away from security now. So I just sort of power walked my way through the crowd for like getting in as deep as possible.
There's probably like a bunch of people doing that. Like, oh, we might as well like do it officially so we can check people. And then that's why I managed to get in.
Because like, I don't know how security wouldn't have seen us. I just, you know how you like, you do something wrong, you deliberately don't make eye contact. And as long as they don't say anything, you're sort of fine. So yeah, that was sort of my approach and got through.
Because they don't want to like have to walk over and like grab, especially if you're walking and like they're not 100% sure what happened. It's the guilty eye contact that sells you out every time.
It's always the eye contact. Yeah. So no, I was pretty happy with that. Yeah, got to see the Pope. May he rest in peace now though. Yeah, that was it. He had a good run. I think the people liked him. Yeah. What else did we really do? I think we'll anger at each other in Pompeii. No, in Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Pompeii, that reminded me. That's why I was so keen, because you were like, part of the problem, I think, the friction early is you wanted to do like everything immediately. So if I wanted to sleep, I'd have to miss out on something. And that was like a time where you were like, oh, I'll just go to Pompeii like by myself, catch up with sleep. And I'm like, no, Pompeii is like one of the biggest things I want to see here. And there was just no other opportunities because you'd booked every day to see as much. And I would just miss stuff. And I didn't want to miss stuff. So I was like, I'll power through. But it made me learn a lot more about me as a person, the traveling. Like it just stripped me down to my raw, like it was just raw nerves. And like, I was like, I don't want to ever be like that again. I don't want to be that angry, that tired. And yeah, it helped me realize a lot of like, yeah, just being like, even if you're that tired, to just not be as angry with like other people and stuff. And yeah, I've learned for myself traveling that if I can get like a good night's sleep on like 1 or 2 nights a week, that can carry me through a lot of it, which I didn't get in Europe. The first 2 weeks, I didn't get like a good night's sleep the entire time. And if I can get a nap for me is a superpower when I'm overseas. Like I can party every day as long as I get like a nap, and I can just do so many things.
It was good because once we did Bali, after all that, And it was funny. There'd be like 6 of us, and we're like, all right, we're going out tonight. I'm like, yeah, all right. But Darcy needs his nap. I'm like, I'm not going out unless Darcy has his nap because I'm not dealing with that.
Because when I was staying in a hostel, like 5 nights around, I was going out and I would wake up, have breakfast, chat with people, go back inside, have a nap for an hour, and then come out and I'll be good. Keep drinking.
Yeah, I think that trip was always sort of the Europe trip was always sort of destined to be a bit of a struggle from the point of when we flew to Singapore in our layover. So we had like an 8-hour layover, and we're flying to Amsterdam, and we're looking at accommodation in Amsterdam while we're in Singapore in the layover. And I was like, shit, there's none. It's the Tulip Festival. She's joggers. And they were like, I was like, all right, no worries. We'll just fly into Amsterdam and then fly straight to Munich. And then we can go out with my mate Flo in Munich, and then we'll just kick on from there. And that was just downhill from there. Yeah.
Well, see, at that point, Munich and Austria, I was still fine. Like, I wasn't sleeping well. I don't know if it was jet lagged or not, but I just didn't sleep well. But I had good sleep before that, so I could keep pushing through. You just get to a point where you run out of backup sleep that you can't keep pushing through. And then France was when I finally caught up on sleep, and then I was good after then.
Yeah, fair. And you nailed your Leaning Tower of Pisa photos as well. I didn't think that it was going to work, your tactic.
Oh, that's right. So I had a bit of a twist on the Leaning Tower because I'm good with Photoshop. I was like, okay, I want to do something that's like a bit crazy that could almost be believable. So I put for people who haven't seen it, I have a photo of me where I'm basically like standing on the tower, but like kind of like 3 meters in the air. Like I've just jumped super high. And I've nailed getting it so it's almost believable. I had it on like my Hinge for a while where some people would be like, this is like Photoshop, whatever. And others would be like, how did you do this? Like, this is such a good photo. And the trick was to get 2 of the reference photos with the same lighting. So you get one photo of just the Pisa and then one photo of me standing with my leg up in the air and then using Photoshop to cut them together.
No, I loved it. It was pretty definitely unique. Because I think you got to do something unique. Everybody's doing the basic bit shit. And like, you got to do something a bit fun, don't you?
Like I've seen, there's some fun ones that people like had their legs apart and like their leaning towers in between them. But even those are overplayed. So I'm like, I'd do something
keep
different.
Getting more creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's pretty fair. All right. Oh, wait. Rome. Rome actually, like, so when you do Europe, you go to so many different churches and all this shit. And they're like, oh, new city, new church, new capital building. Yeah, they're all nice. And then you go to Rome and holy shit, everything is like 10 times the size. Like the churches are huge.
Yeah, it's unreal.
The Capitol
Just
building.
How do they build that big stuff so long ago? It's still there.
Yeah, it's so massive.
Because I thought the Colosseum would be the like most impressive thing, but the other buildings there were just as impressive. And there's so many of them still.
Yeah, the ruins were ridiculous. I thought it'd just be like a little area. You sort of go there and walk around, but it's just everywhere. The whole freaking city is just different parts of ruins and like, different pizza shops are old, Roman bloody buildings and that was pretty sick. And then when you're getting food as well, don't ever get anything on the touristy street. Just walk down one alleyway and there'll be another pizza shop or pasta shop or gelato and it'll be half the price and then it'll be so much better as well.
Yeah. You always do one street off the main one. Unless you're in Naples, then stick to the main one.
Definitely stay on the main street. Yeah. All right. Give me your rank out of 10 for like how the party scene was, how the culture was, and how the nature was in Italy.
In Italy?
Yeah. So like each one.
I didn't party too much in Italy.
That's because you were in love.
It was like one night. A little bit.
That's when you fell in love. What happened on that first night? How was your first hostel experience?
I gave some people a unique story about hostels.
Yeah, they've got travel trauma. From
let's just say beanbags in hostels they're not as comfortable as you think they would be.
Not as adaptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're coming in late to a hostel at 2 a.m., you got to brace yourself for those common areas. It's a dangerous game out there.
The party scene in Rome. Yes, I didn't do a huge amount. I don't know what I.
Did you party anywhere in Italy?
We went out that one night, but it wasn't like to clubs or anything. But also, we couldn't find any clubs. It was just like restaurants.
Oh,
there were no bars.
First night
Remember
out,
that?
Rome.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why
like
I did
bars.
the pub
They were
crawl.
just like restaurants.
Yeah, and that's why I did the pub crawl the next night because I was like, well, they'll have to find pubs.
Yeah.
They have to.
I'd say Rome, maybe like Italy, like a 7 for nightlife. Nothing
I
crazy.
think that's about right. Nothing crazy, but it certainly wasn't a disappointment either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people out at night. There's a vibe at night. I'm sure there's certain areas that are better for it than others, but
Yeah. Culture.
culture.
So that's sort of like people and culture. Yeah.
There's food.
HR.
Food included.
Food is included, yes.
Maybe 8.5.
Yeah. I reckon I'd go 9.
Yeah, I guess like if I think of
people
what
did-
10. Yeah.
Yeah. And the people did the stereotypes that I didn't think they would actually do. Like, I didn't think they'd be using their hand signals.
Yeah, they
like,
do.
doing all that sort of stuff. And obviously the food was ridiculous. And yeah, it was, yeah, it's crazy when it lives up to a stereotype and actually is a good stereotype.
Yeah.
I was like, big tick for Rome.
Yeah, the food there's unreal.
Italy.
Like maybe I'll go back. Like I already did a fair amount of Italy, but when I'm in Europe, I may go back just for the food and I guess I didn't check Florence out. Maybe that'd be a city to go to.
Yeah, or Naples.
Yeah, maybe a 9,
Naples.
8.5, 9.
Fuck Naples. No, in the north, Milan. That would be a good get.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
No, it's just in the north. It's in the Alps. It's like the Alp city.
Oh, yeah. Nature, we didn't really check too much out of it. The coasts were really nice.
Yeah, the
like
coast
we
is
didn't
good.
see like forests or anything like that.
But there's no forest though in Italy. But like
The
when we
landscape
did
was nice.
the
on
train through the through the not the Andes, Dolomites, the Italian
from
Dolomites.
Austria.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
the northern Italian Alps. There,
Yeah.
the Dolomites. Yeah, that was sick.
Maybe an 8.
Ooh. Yeah, I reckon it sort of has everything. I reckon. Do we claim the
There's no like
Colosseum as
insanely
nature?
scenic thing. It's not like a Switzerland or something from what I've seen in photos. Like that, I feel like it's a 10.
Yeah, true. I think 8's probably thereabouts, eh? Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
not just like a Budapest that's just fucking like a country, a city. Sorry, Budapest is a city that doesn't have nature. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
It rhymes with
well,
city.
that sort of answers the next question. Would you go again?
Yeah, probably would. I know you wouldn't because you
What?
hate visiting a country again because you can be checking off a new one.
Well, I wouldn't be mad if I had a layover in Italy. That's all I'll say.
Literally like an hour to just grab pizza, go back to the airport.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Or like a €2, €3 Aperol spritz as well. Oof.
Yeah, they were pretty good. Yeah, I would go to Italy again.
Oh, mate, and the blokes just playing music on the trains. Do you
I
remember
didn't
that?
like that.
You're too autistic to like that.
Yeah, loud noises, public area.
No, I thought that was pretty sick. Yeah. Nah, fair. I think that's a high ranking. It's going to be hard because I reckon Italy itself is probably in my top 3 because I'm a Roman Empire nuffy. So it definitely plays a part.
It could be for me.
We've only been
Well, it's hard because like France was some areas I really loved with it and some that were just kind of average. So it's like, do you rank the best of a country or the average? Because like you could go to bad place in Italy and then that would bring your average down.
Nah,
Or
Naples
you
is
just go
sick.
the best.
Mafia capital of the world or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
Anyway,
Italy probably top 3.
yeah, we'll work through a few others and then eventually we'll do some math and see where countries actually rank from the guess measurements of the country. Yeah.
We'll probably have to do one when I'm in a country, like in that country.
I think we'll have to touch on the France and the train story. I know it's
Yeah,
been done
true.
on
But
the road
when
guide,
I'm in
but
France doing the pod from France, it'd be kind of cool.
yeah. Oui.
I'll just start
Bonjour.
speaking in French.
Baguette. Croissant.
I can get a local on.
You get a local what?
I could get a local on.
What the fuck is that?
A local
Oh.
person.
A Frenchman.
A frog.
Get a frog on. Oh shit. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I do have a lot of trauma stories from France actually too.
Oh hell yeah, mate! I think that'll be it. That'll be a deep dive. But yeah, no. Well, that's Italy. If anybody's going to Italy this Euro summer and seeing the Pope, well, actually, it's also the Vatican City. That's technically another country. So we actually did 2 countries today.
True. Shit.
Look at us go, fucking smashing them out.
Speed running it.
So new Pope now though, so it's less cool for us because our OG Pope's dead.
We'll have to see the new one.
Yeah, true. We could do it again. But yeah, that's all we got. We don't want these pods aren't going to be too long for travel trauma. They're just sort of going to be get a bit of the goss, get a bit of the vibe. Might help you out a little bit. If not, might be a funny story. That's the vibe. That's the concept. That's travel trauma. See you again in 2 weeks for a new country, new guest.
Trust us.
Trust us. See you at 101 First Dates next week.